Welcome back everyone to Pete's Investing. Here we're looking at our blue chip weekly review, and this week our stocks have been performing very slow but steady, with some going up, a couple going sideways and one going down in the price for this week. So let's get started. First of all, I just want to make a point that there are some occasional links in some of the comments posted. They are created by bots. I'll never make a request for any donations or for you to submit any funds through any such links, so please don't click on those links. They come through bots on YouTube, so just be a bit of a caution there. Also, don't forget to go to our channels for reviews of our weekly share price reviews. That's where all the videos are kept. Also our weekly indices reviews and our strategy channel, which explains the simple trading strategy, the average down process, and money management processes or tips and hints that you should follow. Again, this is an educational video series. We're not suggesting you trade any of these shares or instruments. It's purely an educational and informative viewpoint. So let's get stuck straight into it. Let's look at, jump first of all back to the Commonwealth Bank. So for the week, as you can see here, early drop of the price back to the longer term support levels, or this MA 200 line, but it's also back to this support level, broadly speaking. Then spiked back up, closed out the trade where it opened up last week. It closed out middle of the week on Wednesday, but then it spiked back down to the support level. That's where it closed on Friday. So it gave us a small return. Again, we're trading each of these lots is trading at $2,000 lots. So for the trading $2,000, we open up here and we close out there and it closed. So we haven't reopened this on the CBA. The second chart here is basically the buy and hold strategy. Again, this is based over a roughly an 18-month period. This is where we buy and sell according to our strategy, and this is where we buy and hold. That's where a lot of investors just buy and hold the stock. You can see here it fell below the $100,000 baseline. At this point we're above, and then we kept rising on our strategy. Here it's risen above 100,000 to 264 for the buy and hold strategy. Again, refer to our videos in terms of the simple trading strategy and how that performs compared to the buy and a hold strategy. Next we look at BHP. Again, for the week, you can see their early rise in the week went quite nicely up until end of trade on Tuesday. It dropped, it gapped down there again, back to close to our support levels on this support line here. But then it kept rounding off and bounced back down to this the MA 200 roughly. So it is tracking according to that moving average. Then we look at Volkswagen. This has been a continuous steady decline for the week, and it's been going in a steady decline for the last few weeks actually. So as you can see here, we've just got to be careful because they have a longer term. There's a big key support line back down here. Hopefully it doesn't drop to that level, but if it does, we'll probably be adding to our positions anyway. But so far it's just a steady decline following and tracking down this MA 200 line. Next we look at Telefonica. For the week this had a sudden price rise, a continuous rise from there. Now this may be a possible break of the longer term. As you can see here, it was very bit of a decline following this MA 200, and it's finally broken above the MA 200. So hopefully it breaks above that and we'll be closing out that position. It has actually added to the position of our strategy once, so we're holding here two entries. We entered back here with 495 shares, and we added to the position there, and we're currently holding 1,030 shares. You can see there the profitability or the returns of the buy and sell strategy versus the buy and hold. It's still below our baseline of $100,000. Next, we look at JPMorgan. This had an early price surge, again broke the MA 200, and it's risen since then. So it's actually broken above the MA 200, which is a good sign. And it continued on that uptrend, so that's a very good positive sign. But we've still got only one position of how many contracts is that? 12 shares we're holding there, and that's been held there for a few weeks. That may, if it continues up and breaks above our entry level, and you can see that's where our profitability was, and we're still below that there. So it needs to go somewhat above that and break that resistance level to have a hope of breaking positive before we see any bright signs there. Then we look at Johnson & Johnson. This has been a bit uncertain for the week. It's actually a bit of a decline. Had a nice little rise last week, then it's declined back to the support levels of where it was early last week. So a bit undecided here for the for Johnson & Johnson. You can see there longer term, it's in a bit of a consolidation pattern. We entered back there a few weeks ago. We've just got to hope it doesn't break down below this key support line here. Lastly, Caterpillar. Price remained flat early in the week, and then here on Thursday, sharp decline, and then slight increase again on the price of this little minor support level. Longer term, if you look at it, again, there's a key support line back down there. That seems to be happening across a few of these shares. Hopefully that's not a sign of any pending disasters in the market to come. So we want to see it appreciate from there on anyway. Let's look at our summary for the week on the spreadsheet. So you can see all our shares we reviewed, what dividend yields they've been expecting, the ex-dividend dates. Some of these are past, some of these are coming up, and then the returns for the buy and sell strategies. Again, I've got it here as a down at the Aussie dollars, US dollars, and euro. So that's that final number is a mixture of those currencies. There it just shows the return on the on that total value of 48% versus 34% for the buy and hold strategy. And that shows the return on a monthly revenue approximately over the 17 months based on the buy and sell strategy, about $400 return per month. Okay, and again, don't forget to hit the subscribe and the like button for future updates, and we'll review again in next weekend, and we'll speak to you then. Happy investing.